Howdy, y'all! Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the HermitCraft server, we need a lot of snow. I'm not sure if Skiz's prices at Snowfall are going to be viable for the scale of my project, so why don't we go in there and have a walk around? Now, I've heard that this place is a bit perilous, a bit, I don't know, lava-full, so I am ready to drink this slow fall potion. Oh wait, no, it was a fireproof potion. I don't know, I'm sure it'll be fine either way. Let's go ahead and switch our view inside of my eyes. Ooh, good view. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so we have a little jumping puzzle. It seems like there's a ledge down there. What is this? Okay, let's look it around. Snowway, what a deal. Powdered snow, 2 diamonds per bucket. Snowballs, 1 diamond for 9 stacks. That is not really... Well, there's no snowballs here. We need actual snow. Is there more snow down here? Snow blocks don't have a price. And if we go check out down here, what is this? 1 diamond per bucket for brave silly pantses. Well, as brave and silly as... Oh, we probably need to close that so somebody doesn't slam into it. As brave and silly as I am a little bit disappointed that there's no pricing on snow blocks. So, I think we're going to have to go do our own thing. Well, we tried. Let's go ahead and on our way out, though. Let's make sure we reclose any of those, or reopen any of those that might have gotten closed. Oop. There we go. Good neighborhoodness. We have left the shopping district over there behind and returned to Hermit Holmdel, where I have selected a place to build a snow farm. Even if we could afford all of Skiz's snow blocks he had available, we're going to need more than that to finish the terraforming around this area. So I figure, let's go ahead and just start working on something. You know, we've got all of these little building footprints kind of marked out around here. This building, for example, and I mean, there's like little sheds and stuff over there. We have the footprints of marked out, little sheds there. I feel like this one, though, already has a beacon with a bed. So if we decide we need some sort of beacon power, we can get it. And, hey, it's also got a view of the lodge. So let's go ahead and get that welcome center view, you know, going there. So, yeah, this is where we're going to start off. I'm grabbing that calcite out of here. And I'm initially going to put in a basalt floor. I like basalt for a cold-related project. Since you make basalt with ice blocks, it feels cold-adjacent, you know? So we get a nice little floor in here. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too wild, but it gets the job done. And isn't too expensive. We have so much smooth basalt. What I'm imagining next, then, for the walls is blue terracotta with windows. And I'm not sure exactly how tall the windows would be. Then blue terracotta again, and then like a calcite stripe ringing around the top of the building. Kind of the same way we have the yellow stripe around the top of that building, or the dark green stripe around that building. So here's a cross-section of the building that I'm using to imagine what the walls all the way around the building will look like. I figure the roof will probably end up being glass of some color, possibly cyan again. Obviously, we want the view from the Welcome Center to be focused on the main area of the build, but we also want to make sure these little pop-up utility buildings look good too, and I'm pretty pleased with how this block palette fits the surrounding terrain. I feel like this feels cold. This feels like a cold building. We haven't built our little snow farm in here yet, but everything about the general look and feel gives me the sense I'm on the right track. Now, as I looked at this nearby pit, this is so close by. I was like, is there anything else that I keep running out of that would be good to have a little farm for? Maybe not the most productive farm, but just a little passive thing that could run. And I realized we could put a dripstone farm in here. Now, the palette for that building, I want to do something kind of similar, where it's generally terracotta. We maybe have an accent stripe at the top, and we have some windows. I'm thinking for that, we probably want to do one of the terracotta that looks closer to the color of a dripstone block. So why don't we take a dripstone block here up to our little terracotta silo and do some quick comparisons. We have so many terracotta to look at and compare with. I mean, that's not very brown. It's not very brown. It feels kind of purplish, yellowy, orange. Not that mustard yellow, and not that orange, though. It's... You know, actually, these two blocks right here are kind of in the ballpark, at least. And here's what I'm thinking. Maybe what we do for the stripe along this part of the building here, we actually make that stripe dripstone, since we need to have a layer of dripstone in the building anyway. We have that layer just be dripstone blocks with the stalactites hanging from it, and we put water above that. And I feel like that should work. So yeah, let's go with the light gray terracotta and a dripstone stripe. Time skip! Well, folks, that time skip got away from me a little bit. As you can see from the copper and the dripstone, this farm has been here a while. While I have been working on getting the snow farm up to speed, I should mention, Skiz said that I could grab anything I wanted from his place, but it turns out that, like, his area didn't have enough snow for me anyway. I actually needed, like, 15 times as much snow. And you might ask, Joe, how would you even know that? Well, that dripstone didn't drip itself, you know, in no time. Basically, what I've done is I've crammed a bunch of these, what do you call them, cart things here, underneath. I think I need one more glass. That's what's holding me up. We need, no, wait. There's some sort of trick that I had been using. Oh, you know what it is? I think I have to delete. Hold on. Let's try pushing the cart into there. There it is. That didn't exactly work. Will that push the cart the rest of the way? No, not exactly. Well, that's just going to start pushing glass out the back of there. Core concept, you can push these carts into the insides of blocks, and then the snowmen, when you shovel the snow, will dump the snow into the mine carts with the hoppers. And it's not a perfect system, but as you can see, it is the system we have. And when I'm not disabling this etho clock here, the crafters, which currently are jammed with random blocks I've thrown in there, will actually work. Woo! Okay, so that's a thing. We have generated a lot of snow blocks. How many snow blocks? I'm not lying. I'm not lying, y'all. We have generated enough snow blocks that when I come in here and look at this map, you see all of these green lines? All of these green lines here? I felt like, you know, as we cleaned up those green lines over here, well, maybe we need to get this one. Then maybe we need to get that one. Maybe we need to get this one. We are going to just dump out a bunch of stuff to free up some inventory space here. We're going to grab, I don't know, let's say 7 maps, maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so. And, yeah, we can just take this first one here and add it to our offhand. Then fly up this way, where if I put this back in my main hand here, you can see that I have actually gone through and covered basically all of this with snow. This was not a trivial time investment. I kept thinking, like, how long could this possibly take? Another 45 minutes? And I think it added up to about 15 hours of terraforming. But on the plus side, it looks absolutely fantastic. So let's go ahead and ascend a little bit higher here into the sky here. Look at that. Hermit Holmdel. Pretty well snowed in. I left that area out there where the biomes begin to shift as kind of their own thing, since it's not like I'm going to go do all of those woods out that way. But I have proceeded down that lane out toward the water tower there and out around here. So yeah, this is a pretty successful episode. As you can see, the map before and after. Big difference, huh? Big difference. I am very pleased with how much better this looks. This took about 20 hours, despite me thinking it would take about 45 minutes. I have no idea what I thought about the scale of this project, but I clearly didn't understand it very well. That's okay. One thing that I didn't even manage to show you guys, here, follow me. I forgot to show y'all that while I was working on these two outbuildings, I had an idea to knock out this as well. These are these little cooling towers in the real structure. I'm not really sure what they cool, so I'm just putting in water here. And, yeah, this outbuilding, when viewed from the street here, looks almost like it does on Google Maps for the real place. Not exactly, but could be worse. The thing that is a little bit different is, you know, there's this flood here. So you can't quite see it from out this way like you would in real life. But that's all right. That's all right. Now, if we fly up a little bit higher so we can have a better vantage, let's swing up to the tippy top of this and then miss. I am very pleased. I could just eat a steak with how pleased I am about getting all of that snow placed, all that grass cleaned up. This is going to really make this place feel more welcoming when we do the next HermitCraft World Tour. Hoping to be able to announce an exact date for that at the beginning of next month, which is very soon. So keep an eye out for announcements on the 1st from HermitCraft. I rise, as does the moon, above the newly ensnowed Hermit Holmdel. You may have noticed that this episode was not dragged down by mid-roll ads. That's thanks to Patreon patron Champagne Jane. Thanks, Champagne Jane. In lieu of those mid-roll ads, I will now present a haiku of my own devising. We melted the snow when we cut roads into stone. Crystals return yet. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. While this episode may have been mid-roll ad-free, it's not post-roll ad-free. You may notice that there's now a channel membership option in the YouTube, in some countries all over the world, depending on where you live. Feel free to sign up for $2 a month US, or whatever the local equivalent is, wherever you are, and you'll get access to additional emotes that you can use in the live stream chats. I'm going to start doing special channel member-only live stream chats in a few weeks, once more folks have had a chance to sign up. Hoping to do some programming streams, and I think they'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, the day is done.